Swifties, welcome to this video. I'm so excited because the Tortured Poets department is finally out. And I get to say that I absolutely adored it. It's like one of my favorite albums of all time, not just like among the Taylor Swift albums. It was amazing, and I was expecting it to be like a mixture of Midnights and Folklore or Evermore, which it turned out to be exactly like that, and some like addings of a brand new album, sounds or whatever. And some people were thinking that it might be like Red, because how Red is like, it tells a story. It is a breakup album, but it also has like songs like 22. You know what I mean, like it's a journey from sadness to happiness. We get to experience every single emotion in a way that Taylor did. So some people expected this to be exactly like that because Taylor was writing this album when she started the Eras tour. So yes, she broke up with Joe, but she was also like having the time of her life, or so we thought. But that's why people expected it to be something like Red. But I was sure that it was gonna be like, because Midnights was an ambiguous kind of like a breakup album, but nobody knew that it was a breakup album. And then the rumors came up, oh my god, and we knew that it might have been a breakup album, but it was really ambiguous. And this was gonna be the closure. It was gonna be finishing a story, so it has to continue, or it had to continue to tune or beat of a little bit of Midnights and then add something brand new on top of it. But I was like, what if it sounds like Folklore? Because it was giving so much Folklore vibes. Taylor clowned us in the best way ever and surprised us with doing this as a double album. She announced it at 2 a.m. and we were 2 a.m. or 2 p.m. I don't remember, because I'm living in Turkey and the time like isn't exactly the same here. So we were shocked. Actually, some of us sub-Swifties, including me, were expecting that it might be not like a double album, but I was honestly expecting that she was gonna drop a Reputation as well, which was like Delulu, but you know, we say Delulu is the Salulu, so whatever. But this was even better. I love the double album idea. She's such a genius. I want to add one more thing. I didn't like Midnights that much because, like I said, it was a breakup album, but it was really ambiguous. I love some songs, but my favorites from Midnight's album were the bonus tracks. Like You're Losing Me, Hits Different, Would Have, Could Have, Should Have. They were amazing. But the others were like some average songs for me, for Taylor, because she's capable of so much more, and she proved it with this album. Like, this was exactly what she aimed to do when she was, I don't know, putting out Midnights, but she couldn't because nobody knew the situation between Taylor and Joe. And every single song here is, I think, a lot better. I don't know. I love this album so much, and it became one of my favorites. So, let's start ranking. Beginning with Fourth Night, I got to say, I got some, like, at the beginning of the song, I have notes, by the way. I got my notes. So, there were like some 1989 tunes. So this album, the entire album, is like a mixture of Midnights, Folklore, a little bit of Evermore, but also with the addings of 1989 and Speak Now. So, let's get into it. So yes, I've heard some like 1989 tunes. It sounded a little bit like Clean, or it at least reminded me of Clean. It was like tunes mesh up with You're Losing Me, like Clean and You're Losing Me mesh up. It was amazing. I loved Fortnite. So it's like one of the best songs in the album for me. I think it's a great song to open the album with. Because as we ended the album with You're Losing Me, I think this song's a great song to start the new album, as if like taking over the place and after Midnights and like putting something brand new. So it was like an opening of a new age, new era. That was really significant, I believe. But I also get some Folklore storytelling vibes as well. Like, is it somehow pointing that Joe cheated on her, or as we depicted, or like I don't know, did we just get a folklore type of fiction storytelling? That's what I was wondering. So if you got any clue or anything to say about that, tell me, because I feel like this album has some specific points of like storytelling instead of just about being tailored. For example, there are like some songs about Kim, I think 2 songs. And one of them is Thank You Amy, and like the Kim is with capitals, so we know it's to Kim Kardashian, just like folklore. So we have like fictionary, imaginary names, but the story is true. So right here in Fortnite, I sensed the same thing. I don't know about you. Tell me what you think. Ttpd. I think it starts exactly like mine from Speak Now, but with a fine beat like 1989 in the background, harmonized. Who uses typewriters anyway? Who's Taylor Swift anyway? I think that was like a little cute reference there from 22. This song is so much reminding me of Midnight's through a storytelling again, slowly entering the new era, just like I said about Fortnite. Third song, My Boy Only Breaks His Favorite Toys. It was one of my favorites. The beat is amazing, lyrics is so gorgeous. I honestly feel like it doesn't sound like anything she has ever done before, and I love it. She tried something different and new here, just like she did with I Can See You, as trying something brand new and fitting it into the vibes of this album. Moving on to Florida. Florida is my favorite song, and probably my favorite song, one of my favorite songs of all time. So it was amazing. I loved Florida. The high beat, the drums, everything was so gorgeous and well done. So it had some folklore vibes in it and great lyrics with drums in the back. Like I said, it was so catchy as well. Moving on to Who Is Afraid of a Little Old Me. That's also one of my favorites. It was amazing, and how she screams like you should be. It was so good. Evermore / like mystical and mad vibes in it. By the way, this album starts with a mad vibe. Like she's really mad, she's angry, she lost the love of her life for some reasons. There's like this issue that Joe might have been cheated. I'm not sure on that, but like there are little clues in the album, and you know what people talk about it, and he might have cheated, so she's really mad or whatever. They just like ended a relationship, so it's a sad situation, and the album starts with that emotional situation, but then it shifts to a more mystical vibe like folklore / Evermore. So I feel the shifting from Midnight's to Folklore Evermore sister album, if you know what I mean, which I loved it. The Tortured Poets department, the Anthology, is exactly like the Folklore Evermore, and the first part of the before the Anthology, the first part of the album is more like Midnight's with a little bit like tunes of 1989 and Speak Now. I loved it so much, but it also is something new and special and different. I mean, the entire album. Then we have Loss of My Life, LOML. Everybody thought this was gonna be Love of My Life, but I thought, this is why I didn't like this song that much, like not as much as I liked the other ones. I thought, I had a theory that this would be just like The Story of Us. I thought the reason behind the title was LOML was that it was gonna include or mean both Love of My Life, then it would shift into Loss of My Life, just like The Story of Us. I was expecting some like Speak Now tunes in it. I was expecting it to start from telling the story from beginning and how they broke up and how the Lover album turned out to be Ttpd. Like I was expecting from the beginning to an end an entire storytelling just like The Story of Us. That's why I was a little bit disappointed with this song, because I was expecting it could mean Loss of My Life, but I was expecting like multiple meanings, which would be so gorgeous. This is why this is like not that good for me. We skipped some of the songs because these were the ones that I took notes of. From the listed tracks, let's move to Down Bad. Down Bad is really catchy. I love when Taylor uses swear words. It's amazing. It's Swisser. It's like, fuck you. I love it. Down Bad is, I will be listening to it in repeat. So Long London was not as I was expecting. I was expecting it to be something like London Boy, but shifting into like a Reputation mood, you know? Like, fuck you London Boy, you're gone, so long London. It was like, I thought it could mean so long London Boy, bye. But like instead, it was more, sounded like a tragic story, but without getting into the story that much. It was just a goodbye, and that's it. I think what I'm trying to say is, from some of the songs in this album, I was expecting like an entire storytelling to clarify everything we had in our heads. So I couldn't find it in both LOML and So Long London. This is why I was just a little disappointed, but I still love the songs. It's just that I don't like them as much as I love the others. For example, Florida was totally unexpected. I was expecting this album to be like a little more slow burn. Guilty as Sin, I don't know, I think it was average or meh. I don't like it that much. I would listen it, but not on repeat, if you know what I mean. It was okay. Who's Afraid of Little Old Me? Well, also one of my Who's Afraid of Little Old Me is a masterpiece. Brutally awesome. So it's on the top as well. I Can Fix Him. No, really I can. It was meh. I wasn't really hyped for this song because people usually like the songs that they relate to better, which is also the same situation for me. When I relate to a song more than the others, I love it better. So I never had such like complex or feeling that I could date with someone just to fix them. I can do it with a broken heart. We all do. I'm so depressed I act like it's my birthday every day. Amazing. How could you tell something so incredibly awful in that situationship when you're living it and you're like really depressed, anxious or whatever, and your life is a mess, but you put out a show and you're also doing the Eras tour and nobody knows, like she says, and you can't turn it into such a song that is so giving like happy vibes, but it's so sad and tragic. I love it. This is like clever. That's all I have to say. Awesome. The Smallest Man Who Ever Lived. This is a message to the smallest man who ever lived. This is great, but I wouldn't listen to it on repeat. Or would I? I might. This is not like on top for me, on top of the list, no, but it is good. Let me tell you. It's good, it's okay. The Alchemy. I don't honestly remember it. I need to listen. This is giving me Midnight's vibes, like I said, because like the beat in the background and that slow singing is giving me Midnight's vibe, and like this ambiguous feeling I get from it. This is why like I don't like it that much. This is why it's not one of my favorites. And then we have Clara Bow, and I'm gonna admit something. I don't know why I cried when she said, "You look like Taylor Swift." It's like something totally different hearing from that person specifically. Like, I don't know why that made me cry. It was so special. I never thought Taylor would say her name in a song, and I wasn't expecting, and I just cried. The Black Dog. Okay, now Ttpd, the Anthology. This was, oh my god. I loved the Anthology better than the original Ttpd because some songs here are like legitimate. There are better songs in this one, I feel like. We'll get into it, but my favorite is Florida still. The Black Dog is alright. Meh. I'm Gonna Get You Back. The first time I saw its title, I was like, I wanna get him back, I wanna make him real jealous, wanna make him feel bad. I honestly thought it was gonna be something like that, but it was totally different. I'm Gonna Get You Back is, I'm in the middle. I don't know, it wasn't the best, it wasn't bad, it was good, it was alright. The Albatross was great. Chloe or Sam or Sophia or Marcus. This was also an unexpected song. Oh, I got excited. Okay. I loved it. I don't know why. I loved it. Like I said, I love the fictionist setting and imaginary names that are reflecting the reality that she has been into. I feel like Joe cheated in the dark specifically, because of how the song reflects it. But like something like this actually happened to Taylor, and she either didn't want to face with it, or didn't want to put it in public and want us to know entirety of it. This is why like she's reflecting the real situation behind the walls of fiction. How did it end? Also this song, like I was expecting something totally different about how did it end. I was expecting an entire storytelling, like I mentioned before, but I didn't get it. We still don't know why they broke up. Did Taylor just like, I mean, from You're Losing Me, we know some perspective, but not like, we don't know the entire story. We don't know what happened. And I don't think this album gives hints, but doesn't clarify for good. It could be fiction. It could be reflecting the truth. It could be something totally different. We don't know. Taylor might have get bored, which I don't think so, but I still feel like Joe cheated, but whatever. Doesn't matter anymore. So moving on to So High School is one of my favorites. It was amazing. It's about Travis Kelce. Also a great song. I love these like teenage moody songs. It gives me like 2012, 2014 vibes, if you know what I mean. It honestly feels nostalgic, and I love it. I would give anything for nostalgic songs, and some of the songs in this album gives me so much 2012 vibes. Masterpiece. Okay, let's continue. I Hate It Here, another favorite. It was so good because I relate to it more than any other songs in this album. Florida and I Hate It Here, I relate to it a lot because I was living. I was living. I lived in Texas for 7 months. I was supposed to be there for a year, but Corona happened and I had to come back to my home country because I was there for an exchange program, and I wasn't liking it there that much. I mean, you could imagine. I don't have to tell, but I was living with a host family and everything. I was a foreigner. There's a little, I'm not gonna mention everything. I don't want to talk about it. It's just dark times for me. And Florida had been an escape for me because we had a trip with the J1 students to Florida and Orlando to the Walt Disney World. That was like a drug to use up and escape my reality. So I relate to Florida and I Hate It Here a lot. Those songs, like if I wrote any song, that would be that too. I feel like it's amazing. That's why they're some of my like favorites in the album. Plus, I like the lyrics of I Hate It Here as well. We relate to the feeling of like someone being entrapped and get out of a situation in I Hate It Here. So you're forcefully being in a place because of your job, because of your lifestyle, you have to be there, but it doesn't reflect you at all. It's like you're born in the wrong place, in my situation, and you want to get out, but it's almost impossible. And then Florida reflects something totally different. You finally achieve to escape it, escape that like prison, that hard situationship, perhaps a breakup or whatever. In her situation, it is a breakup. But like, you get to escape it, and how it feels is like an endless party, but still tragic. Because it is portrayed as a drug, which is not good, obviously. So you're not being there to have fun and enjoy your time. You're being there to forget everything, every terrible thing you have ever faced with. Different sides of this tragedy. So like I said, this is like a continuing storytelling, and it is one of my favorite things to do in an album. Thank you, Amy, K-I-M in capitals, which means thank you, Kim. But like, she fucked her up here. Honestly, I love this song. It's amazing. And in one of her songs, in Ttpd, the Anthology, she was mentioning that she was caged in somewhere filled with snakes. I don't remember specifically, but that lyrics was so fucking powerful and referencing to that situation that she had with Kim, Kanye, and herself, of course, but also referencing and there were metaphors to Reputation era. Never mind. Unnecessary infos. So I look in people's windows. I don't honestly even remember, and I don't think I would be listening to it that much. I'm sorry, I know a lot of people like this song, but I don't relate to it that much. It's my least favorite song. I don't hate it. By the way, I didn't hate or didn't. It's not like I don't like any. What? She can't speak. Send help. What I'm trying to say is, I liked every single song in this album. This album is a masterpiece. She is a poet, singer. I feel the entire vibe of this album, you know what, is that, you know, Emily Dickinson, which people argue that is Taylor's from like third, fourth, whatever generation cousin or whatever, right? They're related. That's the argue. And I get the vibe of like, in Emily Dickinson's era, if Taylor Swift was a poet living in that era, just like writing a poet and turn it into a song and putting on an entire album just like the poets would do like a poetry book. You know what I mean? I go back in time when I listen to this album, but also I imagine a fantasy land in my mind, which is so powerful. It's like this album is like a book. That's what my point is. The Prophecy was gorgeous. I honestly loved it a lot. I don't think it's my favorite, but The Prophecy exactly gives that Fantasyland vibe and the fantastic tunes and the mashup of folklore and evermore that I love. And Cassandra, people argue that it is also about Kim, but I'm not sure. It might be. Cassandra is, I think, I don't know. Peter, a lot of references to folklore. Peter losing Wendy, you know, I loved it. I love when she does these little like symbolism and references to her other songs or other eras. So beautiful. It makes the song like 10 times better. The Bolter, it was alright. Robin, I don't honestly even remember. There are 31 songs. Okay, don't blame me. I will listen to it again, but right now it's not my favorite. It's okay. The manuscript, I'm honestly disappointed just a little bit about the manuscript as well. This is also another song that I was expecting like a better storytelling from beginning to end. I feel like I have commented this comment specifically on several songs over and over again because, for example, the manuscript is a type of song you would expect to be bigger. Like, I was expecting it to have a beginning, middle, and end. just like it would have in a text. You know, I would expect it to be bigger than a poetry, as vibes and as storytelling. But what I get instead in these songs is that we only have a middle, just like a dream that they explain the dreaming in Inception. You start from the middle and you can't remember the beginning. So we feel like, what happened and when did this song came in? What is the beginning of it? What happened and then this part came in? I feel like there should be another part of the song, but it isn't written. Like we start directly from the middle. I was like, from the manuscript, I was expecting a closure and then closing. It would clear up everything and finish the album. I feel like another song would be better to put as an ending. I like Fourth Night as a beginning because, like I said, it does a shifting of like continuing Midnights and shifting it to a brand new album as vibes, tune, and beat. But Manuscript isn't that great of a song to end the album with. It's only my opinion. It could have like more details in it, if you ask me. But is it bad? Not at all. I know I had to rank every single song in this video, and I did. I hope you enjoyed it, but like the ranking has like a order. The ranking has an order, it has to. So you like some songs better than the others, and you have to put some songs in the worst section, but you still do like them. It's my situation because some of the songs are so amazing that I had to put them on the top. Unfortunately, some songs had to be on the worst part section, but they're still good. Like, they're amazing. I don't know if anyone could actually do not like this album. I take it personal. I wasn't expecting it to be this good after Midnights because, like I said, I'm not a huge Midnights fan, although I have been a Swiftie for as long as I remember. Let me tell you, my favorite Taylor Swift album is Lover. I like when there's a good thing or a bad thing in, like, you've had a situation and you can twist it up and portray it as the opposite, like oxymoron of that situation. If something is incredibly exciting or happy, you could, like in Lover, you could turn it to be anxious, twist it up. Like, for example, Reputation is more of a love album than Lover turned out to be, because it deals with the anxiety of loss that comes with love. This is what I love about songs, and those type of albums are my favorite albums, instead of like Midnights being ambiguous but still certainty about something, but you don't get to know it until it's too late, which was the situation with that. But this album ended that part and started a brand new era, and I am so ready to be a tortured poet. By the way, if you don't follow me from Instagram, because my nickname in Instagram is Poetic Bitch. I just wanted to mention it. You don't have to follow me. I find it funny, beautiful. Little references. Okay, Swifties. See you in another video. I was so excited for this one. I'm so sorry it's a little late because I wasn't actually in a good mood for some reasons, but never mind. It will be positive because now we have 31 new Taylor Swift songs. Hype up. Bye. Bye.